So the markets are still bleeding. If we check out the bubbles, the hour, the day, the week, the month, even the year, majority of these coins are just red. It's been a complete nightmare to be a crypto investor. Now, I can sit here and I can tell you guys that you should be buying up the dips, but some of you will probably be like, yeah, go F yourself. And I wouldn't blame you. I mean, you've probably already been buying up the dips and you're sick and tired of hearing people tell you to buy the dips. You don't want to hear that anymore. You're sick and tired of hearing that. I can even say, hey, but you got to be greedy when everybody else is fearful. And again, you don't want to hear that. I can say, hey, there are points in time where the greatest investors have gone through this sort of pain while investing. And it's just like, yeah, that's cool. That's good for them. But when moon? I want to know when my portfolio is going to start making its way back up because you're down significantly and you're sick and tired of what's happening in the space right now. I was watching another YouTuber's video yesterday and I went through the comments section and I saw someone say something along the lines of, you should be ashamed of telling your subscribers to buy XRP at $3. And I was just like, I mean, people weren't saying those sorts of things while XRP was skyrocketing. Everyone was just saying it's going to $15. It's going to $500, but the second the market reverses, then all of a sudden people are getting pissed off and, they want to point fingers. And I completely understand because I know what it's like to look at your portfolio every single day and all you see is red. Your $1,000 is now $100 and it just pisses you off because you don't know when you're going to make that money back. I completely understand the frustration 1000%. Now, I have never experienced max pain in the crypto market, but that's because of the way that I invest, but I have experienced max pain in the stock market. And basically the same thing, investing is investing, right? So I definitely get it. But I think everyone needs to realize that eventually there will be some green days. It's just a matter of how long are we going to continue to trend down before eventually making our way back up? That is the question that everybody wants to know. So I'm going to give you guys my opinion right now. So first off, if we take a look at the fear and greed index, we're back into extreme fear. We're sitting at 20. And if I'm keeping it real, this will more than likely hit 10 once again. 10 extreme fear. That is definitely a possibility here. If we check out the altcoin season tab right here, what do we see? 17 out of 100. Altcoin season is nowhere near, according to many people. Many people actually believe that we have entered into a bear market and altcoins are just going to continue to bleed out. We see that Bitcoin is sitting at 78,900. That is complete devastation for Bitcoin. This thing was over 100K not that long ago. Now, if we're taking a look at the charts on Bitcoin, I actually pointed this out to my Patreon members, but the charts on Bitcoin is not looking good because Bitcoin had fallen out of this symmetrical triangle right here. And the way that these sorts of patterns play is it follows the trend of the market. So if the overall trend of the market was up, then this pattern would have likely traded within this range and then broken up to the upside, broken out to the upside. But the overall trend of the market is down, so the overall pattern is going to be breaking down towards the downside. And that's what we're seeing right here. We can see that the pattern had broken towards the downside. I actually mentioned in my Discord a few days ago how I had stopped buying. I was no longer buying because I saw a scenario where Bitcoin could potentially fall to around $72,000. And yeah, it's definitely a high possibility because as we can see, Bitcoin is currently sitting at a previous support area because the last time Bitcoin was here at 78,000 was February 28th. So not that long ago. And I have a feeling that this might not hold and we're coming down to this area around here. That is what happened there? That is definitely a possibility that Bitcoin is going to fall around this range. Now, if we do measure out the complete distance of this symmetrical triangle, so we measure out the base of that triangle here, this would actually say that Bitcoin could potentially fall to 64,000. Now, I don't think that is going to happen. And the reason why I don't think that is going to happen is because I strongly believe that we are still in a bull market. Even though a lot of people is calling for a bear market, I don't believe that we are. And I do think that we're going to get a bounce off of $72,000 Bitcoin. That's what I believe is going to happen. Now, you guys need to remember, nothing in this video is financial advice. It can always be wrong, so make sure you do your own research. But if you are looking to accumulate more into your current positions that you're down, I would look to see if Bitcoin is going to potentially reach down towards $72,000, because we don't want to continue buying the dips and then the dip continues to dip. You have to be a little bit more on the defensive side, and you just got to be a smart investor. We can't be catching a fallen knife at this point, right? We don't want to continue to get wrecked, okay? So you have to be defensive and look for certain areas on the charts which indicates, hey, this is a good time to buy. Now, if you guys have been watching my videos, maybe over the last couple months, you've more than likely heard me talk about September lows or August lows. Those are the areas where we should be looking on the charts to accumulate into certain positions. But if I'm keeping it real with you guys, that no longer applies, because when I look at the charts for Ethereum has been just trending down for a long period of time. It just keeps going through support levels. The last time Ethereum was sitting at these prices was all the way back in 2023. November of 2023. And if Ethereum is supposed to lead the bull market, Ethereum is not leading anything right now. It's just been a complete devastation in the overall crypto space. And this is why we need to dollar cost average, but we have to be very strategic and very smart, because the last thing that you want to do, for example, right? So let's say you bought Ethereum all the way at its peak at $40,000, right? You bought Ethereum all the way up here, and then you saw Ethereum fall towards around $3,000, which is, where is it, $3,000 Ethereum, like around here. You would have thought, okay, maybe I bought the dip, but you didn't buy the dip, because as we can see, the dip just continued to dip right there. So we need to be very careful when it comes to buying these coins. We need to be buying some dips that we need to look at our portfolio and be like, okay, well, I'm down like 75% in this particular coin. So at this point, I have no choice but to buy the dip. That's the way that I'm looking at these coins right now. I'm looking at these coins where it's like, okay, if I'm down 75%, I have no choice but to buy the dip. Or if I'm down 95%, I have no choice but to be buying the dip. We can't be down 25%, 40%, or even 50% at this point and looking to be buying the dips, especially because we don't know what's about to happen. We don't know when this whole tariffs trade war is going to end. So in uncertain times, we have to be extremely careful, and we have to protect our capital as much as possible, unless you've got unlimited cash. Right? So be careful investing right now, but do not leave the market. Now, you can if you want to, but I would highly recommend or highly suggest that you don't leave the market, because there will be a vicious V-shaped recovery, because nothing goes on forever. Eventually, these trade wars is going to end, and the market is just going to completely skyrocket. And it's not only the crypto market that's being devastated right now. The stock market is also being completely devastated. I just recently saw that Apple stock is down like 12%, and Apple is sitting at what, maybe like a $2 trillion company, $2 or $3 trillion company. I can't remember, but it's definitely up there. It's one of the largest companies in the world, and it's been like a 12%, being down 12% is massive for a coin that is such high on the market cap level. But yeah, I'm not leaving the market. I'm just going to continue to look for opportunities, because I don't want to miss on the epic rally that will inevitably come. But I am being extremely careful, and even if I do have to sit on my hands and not buy anything for a couple months, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. It all comes down to having patience. So as long as you have your patience, you will eventually make back your money, and you will eventually be up in your crypto portfolio. But that's all I have for you guys. Now, before I end this video, I just want to quickly say that if you are looking for a great crypto exchange, make sure you check out my link to BTCC. You get 10% bonus on first time deposits, extra bonuses up to $10,000, no VPN, no KYC. The link is going to be in my description down below. But until next time, take care.